Hi, we're here with Carl Tannenbaum, Chief Economist of Northern Trust. Carl, great to see you.
Great to be with you.
You've written that this year's Nobel Prize in Economics was intended to send a message to the world. What was it?
Well, it certainly appears that way. And in the past, while the qualifications of the Nobel laureates are the primary consideration, the committee sometimes does want to send a message. Past examples have included Martin Luther King, who was honored in 1964, even as the civil rights movement was just in its infancy, and Alexander Solzhenitsyn, the Soviet author who had been imprisoned, was honored with the Literature Award as a point against the oppression in the Soviet Union. This year, the award for economics went in part to work that involves climate science, which I think is an intention on the part of the Academy to recognize that climate change is significant and deserves more attention.
What are some of the economic consequences of a warming planet?
We're seeing some of them quite tangibly here in the latter months of 2018. The number and severity of severe storms has been increasing, and as a result, the damage done worldwide by some of these storms has been rising tremendously in both economic and human costs. A warming planet disrupts agriculture. There are going to be parts of the world who grow crops now that won't be able to if the planet continues to warm. People may have to move great distances to find fresh water if the planet becomes more arid. The warming ocean temperatures are going to disrupt aquaculture and also the marine life on which other species depend.
What are some solutions that economists offer to environmental problems?
Well, a traditional response would be just to limit the amount of carbon dioxide, which many think is causing the environment to warm in the air by regulation. But economists have actually come up with more market-based solutions, basically taxing those who either produce fossil fuels or those who produce carbon dioxide to make them recognize the cost that they're having on the environment and to incent the development of new technologies that may have a smaller carbon footprint.
How can investors steer toward better environmental outcomes?
Fortunately, investors have been heading in that direction for quite some time as the emphasis on socially responsible investing has been rising. And part of that is to try and find companies that don't have such a big impact or a negative impact on our environment and to reward companies that are developing alternative technologies that will help keep our climate under control for future generations.
Carl, thanks for your time.
Great to be with you.